The A-7 Corsair II flew its first prototype flight in 1965 and joined the Navy in 1967. It was named for the famous Vought F-4U Corsair of World War II. The aircraft was in production until 1985, and 5 models were produced. It was developed to be a subsonic light attack aircraft. It was retired in 1991 from the U.S. Navy and eventually replaced the F/A-18 Hornet. There were 1,569 total A-7 Corsair IIs made, and each one cost $2.8 million. The A-7 Corsair II was one of the first combat aircraft to incorporate heads-up display, abbreviated HUD, which allowed pilots to see flight data without looking down. It also incorporated the Inertial Navigation System, abbreviated INS, an M61 M1 Vulcan 6-barrel Gatling gun, and a turbofan engine. These helped it to become one of the most accurate strike aircraft ever built. The plane was 46 feet long and 16 feet tall. It also has a wingspan of 38 foot 9 inches and could carry a payload of 15,000 pounds of bombs and missiles. The A-7 Corsair II at Maps Air Museum is an A-7E version. It was the last version made. This model replaced the A-4 Skyhawks and the early A-7 Corsair IIs. It was built by the LTV Aviation Facility in Dallas, Texas, and officially delivered to the United States Navy on March 21, 1974. During active service, it had been deployed on 4 aircraft carriers and was at sea in the North Atlantic, Mediterranean, and Indian Ocean. The aircraft was transferred from VA-105 to the USS Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum in New York City. At this museum, the plane was included in a scene from the movie National Treasure. On November 19, 2004, the A-7E Corsair II arrived at Maps Air Museum on indefinite loan from the United States Navy. The plane was restored over a time span of 3 years and 1,375 volunteer hours. Since this A-7E was sent to the USS Intrepid from VA-105, it was restored to the squadron's original colors, and her tail was decorated with a horse head representing the gunslingers. The aircraft was dedicated on November 11, 2010, in memory of 2 Navy pilots from the VA-105 who were killed while the squadron was deployed upon the USS Saratoga in the Gulf of Tonkin, Vietnam, in 1972. Their names are memorialized on the side of the cockpit of this aircraft. The A-7E Corsair II that you see at Maps Air Museum represents a significant advancement in technology during the course of its development. This specific aircraft reminds us of the real purpose of military aircraft and the heartbreaking reality that comes with it. The restoration of this aircraft represents 2 brave young men who gave their lives in combat operations, doing what our country asked them to do.